my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
And welcome everyone to the Man Cave. My name is Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for tonight's show. This is season number 1, episode number 38 already, if you can believe that. And waiting in the green room is our good friend, Pastor Carl Jerome Cwiklinski. So before we get to him, keep in mind this is TST Toy Soldier Tuesday, and let's see who my posse is tonight. Starting off with this gentleman who was here last night for my G.I. Joe episode, Mr. Dan DiBiase.
I am here. I still have all my hair.
If you watched last night's episode, Dan had a little hair issue going on, so you have to check that episode out if you missed it. Let's head on up to Canada and see what's going on up there. You got any snow yet there, John?
Sure.
Mr. John Selatellis.
Lucky for me, I'm flying out early tomorrow.
You're heading to Chicago already?
I'm heading. Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. Actually, really early. I should be there around 11 a.m. Don't check in till about 3, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Our product is coming in on Thursday. John's coming in, I think, on Thursday by Thursday early afternoon. Okay. Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. I mean, there's not much to set up on my end, just a few books and mugs and stuff like that, some merch. But right. Other than that, yeah, that's about it.
Cool. And heading up to the great state of New Hampshire, we got Mr. Sexy himself, Rick Bradshaw.
How's everybody tonight?
Thanks for helping us out 2 nights in a row.
I'm wearing my best shirt, by the way.
Oh yeah, this dressed up. You dressed up for the pastor tonight?
This is the same shirt I wore last night.
Oh, it is.
I'm in my jammies, actually.
This is a whole different crew, you know. Watch.
Me too.
You didn't have to say that. They didn't know that.
They know.
Oh,
they know.
And finally, we're gonna head out Midwest somewhere to that underground bunker of Mr. Joe Baker. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Right on, guys. So got a big show tonight. We got almost 20 people in the chat room already. They must know this guy, huh? Anybody want to take the con on this? Dan, you haven't done one yet. Can you read them all?
Oh, sure. I want to welcome Tom L., Big Boss Jack, Ronald McDonald, Jason Evans, Paul Barbacano, Steph67. Patrick, what's up? Barb's here. Jason, did I ever see Jason?
Jason Evans, yeah.
And then Patrick Grain. And let's see who I'm going through a bunch of people here again. And I think that's it. I think that's all the names in there.
If you're watching and you haven't chatted in, make sure you put a chat. Let us know where you're coming from. If you're new
please
to the
make
channel,
sure you like and subscribe to the channel.
Oh, that'd be nice too. Yeah, but not mandatory. So,
It is. Listen to me. It is.
Michelle just chimed in.
Oh, there's Michelle. Hey, we didn't see you last
Kirk.
night.
Kirk is here.
Eric Larson.
Bruce, yes.
Bruce. Well, thank you. Thanks for joining us tonight. So let's go around the room and say what is new in your zoo. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going back to you, Joe. You ready for that little room tour that you gave us?
Well, I don't have anything new, but getting ready to go to Chicago. I've been moving things around, so I unpacked a box of Conti Romans. So let's see if we can get these to show up at all.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Look at that.
A little closer if you can get it, but I mean, we can see them, but you can see them better. Yeah, there you go. That's nice. Oh, yeah. Did you paint those, Joe, or was those?
No, these are all painted metal.
Oh, the metal ones. Oh,
Oh.
man.
Wow.
Damn.
And then
Oh, I thought those were plastic. Man.
all the marchers, and the shield
Wow.
wall or the formation. The mounted don't show very well back there in the back.
Did you make the foam base?
Yeah, that's just a display thing.
Oh,
What
that's
I
nice. I
thought
like how
would
you
work
did it.
well. It hasn't done as well as I thought. But
Wow.
anyway, that's just what I've been working on a little bit this week.
Very cool.
Are you taking those to the show, or that was just?
Nope. That was just really, I'm just cleaning space and had to move them. So I figured let's get them out. So
Very nice. All right, Rick, that makes you next, buddy. What you got, man?
Okay. Real quick, because we're doing a toy soldier, so I got these guys,
Combat soldiers.
Oh yeah.
AMG combat soldiers, right? We all know what these are.
Yeah, those are reissue, not MPs.
They're the ones, right?
Lido,
Lido, yeah, Lido.
that looks like Lido.
and of course we all know this guy, right?
Oh yeah,
The ever popular, whatever he's doing, ceasefire, stop. I'm friendly. I don't know what he's doing,
Dancing.
but he was awesome. And I had these guys when I was, when I was a kid. These
Oh,
guys
yeah.
were all over
Oh,
the
yeah.
place. They were little,
He's
They-
dancing with the other guy. Put them together. Show them together. They're dancing.
and I don't know what this.
I always hated though because you couldn't stand them up. You had to have like a sandbox or something because they didn't have bases to them.
Yeah, they didn't have bases, but these guys actually stand pretty good. I don't know what he's carrying, but he's badass.
Yeah.
And real basic.
Yep.
So I got these guys. They're not great, but I got them because again, I had them as a kid. The
Rick,
next,
you want some army babies to go with them?
No, just say no, Rick.
no.
Just say no.
So the other two things I want to show are kind of audience specific. So I did a shot with a Marine, and he was standing in these big roots of a tree. And Joe Baker asked me, "What's the tree?" And I said, "It's an aquarium part." And this is what it actually looks like.
Oh wow,
Oh wow, that's it. I mean,
that's
that's
huge.
It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, but you can take pictures all different angles with that, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That looks cool.
Yeah. And
Did
this
you use
is-
that in a dinosaur one?
Oh yeah, I have. I've used this a ton. And this is this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Really
that is
gigantic.
so cool.
That is excellent.
And
You
so
used a larger figure, didn't you, in the picture you posted?
he was 118.
Okay.
And I got him right in there,
There you go.
Yeah.
and he was, it was a very close up shot. So I didn't even have his whole body in there.
You are a master of those.
And
Yeah,
this,
they're beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah.
And this piece lives outside. I keep it outside and under a shrub. And every once in a while I'll run out and take a shot. And I throw dinosaurs in there. I've took a lot of pictures of it. It's a great piece. Found it at the flea market, a couple bucks or whatever. But you can go to your pet stores and you guys all know.
A lot of that.
Great backdrop. And the other thing I want to show, because I promised this to Seth 67. So last week I showed the Tiger 1, big 112 scale Tiger 1. And this is the 112 scale Panzer IV.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Did you weather that, or was that already?
I did weather it. Yeah.
That looks cool.
And I
That's
put
good
the markings on it.
What did you do for weathering?
A black wash and a gray dry brushing.
You ever use the powders?
No,
No.
Yeah.
I did. It's very basic. And
No, it was fantastic.
everything I looked at online, the muffler system was always rusted out. So I painted it brown so it kind of looks semi-authentic. The markings were tough to do, but I got them.
Dude, that's nice, man.
This is a nice
It
piece.
is.
A short barrel.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And what I did with this was it came with added little bits and pieces to add on to the tank, and I bought a second set and added like more. Added, see all this stuff,
Yeah.
all these pieces of track.
Yep.
I added all that on.
Oh, neat.
So just to make it, semi realistic.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And this is another one that's you throw batteries in it and hit the switch and it goes.
It goes, but you got to chase it down. You can't control it.
What I didn't do, like if you look at the wheels, I didn't paint all the rubber on the wheels.
Yeah, but still,
it's very basic,
Yeah.
and
No,
it
that looks
comes in German gray, so you can
And that's from that cartoon series that you talked about?
same thing.
The
Yeah.
anime?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Sweet.
But I wanted to show that for Seth.
Cool.
There you go. That's it. That's what I got.
All right.
Very cool.
John Selatellis, wake up. What you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, I was just counting because these Lido figures that Rick was talking about. I was thinking of bringing some because I want to maybe get rid of them, or if anybody wants, anybody's going to Chicago and wants Lido figures, you got 2 hours to let me know, because there's a whole bunch of them here, and a lot of them are the hard to find Mexican from the Mexican manufacturers. Those are that come in different colors.
Yeah, the colored ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody wants, I wasn't going to bring them, but if anybody wants, shoot me a message or something like that, so I could pack them. Yeah, Jason, just a quick for the messages. Jason, yes, your book is packed. Ready? I was going to show it to you, but it's already in the suitcase. And yeah, that's about it. So we're ready for tomorrow. Going there early tomorrow. Should be there around noon. I know there's people already there. I know Rick Eber's there and set up already. I don't know whoever saw the Facebook posts actually. So yeah, I'm assuming there's a couple of people.
I saw Matt just rolled in tonight.
Okay, yeah. So he's going to be setting up tomorrow all
Bunker's
day.
already there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to set up.
Yeah, a lot to set up.
Yeah.
He's got a big room. So yeah, the products. Whoever ordered the casinos and is picking them up there, Joe, I know you did. They should be there by Thursday morning, and the signs will be there on Friday when Brandon comes in.
Yep.
So
Brandon's bringing me a bunch of stuff for our table, and then your signs for the
exactly.
stuff.
We already he fast expressed us a couple just so we can have for the room and set it up. Because I believe he's coming in on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully we'll have it ready by Thursday afternoon or whatever.
Yeah. Right on.
And that's it. As for stuff, I just tried to paint the Spirit miniature figures that I got, which were I guess they were supposed to be the Red Devils, but I needed the French Commandos for the casino, and those have the green berets. And I just tried to, I don't know. I did some dry brushing. I did some detailing. I decided to do the weapons and the faces in the end, and I wasn't going to. And
Oh, awesome.
They look
Dude, I
really
think
good.
they'll still look great, man.
I think they're okay.
Yeah.
They'll be fine, and hopefully we'll pick up some more stuff. Maybe I'll try to make a nice scene for the especially the inside. I'll go scavenging tomorrow, get some loose pieces, especially if Matt has like huge tubs with 25 cents for accessories and stuff like that. So maybe I'll figure something out, and hopefully there won't be any flight cancellations and delays tomorrow. Delayed, I'm not worried as much, but flight cancellations will be an issue.
Yeah. Right.
Apparently there was yesterday with Air Canada, United, and a few of them. So I don't know.
So from where you're at, you fly straight to Chicago?
I do. Yeah, it's only like 2.5 hours max, but it's an early flight. I hope that we'll see. Fingers crossed, and we'll see you guys starting tomorrow.
I should be there Friday, hopefully.
What time are you coming in? Do you know?
Leaving Pennsylvania 8 a.m, so it's about an 8-hour drive, 8.5 from there.
Okay.
So
around 4 after 3. Yeah.
Dinner time.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right.
So,
Cool.
Hey, before I go any further, Joe Baker, Jason Evans had a question. Want to know if you were bringing any Conte Spartans for sale at Schaumburg.
What color, Jason?
Well, if he puts it in the chat, we'll let you know.
I can see it. I'll watch for it.
All right.
I have some. I'll try to remember to throw them in.
So does anybody else have anything to say before we go to this guy? Anybody?
Just a real quick Lone Wolf. I can't paint Lone Wolf. Just to let you know, I cheat a lot. I bought some paint markers, by the way, for the weapons. And but if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Right.
Right. But thanks.
All right, Dan. What do you got for us this week?
Nothing too insane. Nothing like that. Right. So, but I've got this. Check that
Evil
out.
Knievel, 132nd scale. Evil Knievel.
Yeah, it is awesome. As a matter of fact, I bought 2 of them. Let me see if I can. I keep dropping it. And it is a miniature version of what you bought as a kid. And this is the Chicken Man. So the Chicken Man compared to Evil. Yeah. So it stays within the regulations of the show.
Yeah.
And
are you going to be able to rev that thing up and jump it?
Let's see if I'm not going to jump because there's not enough room in here. But let me see if I can do this without screwing things up. So hang on, guys. Oh, there goes Elroy. All right.
We can still hear you.
All right.
Oh man, you got a table and everything. Look at you.
Hey, this thing came in handy.
It did. That's your marching table?
That's my marching table. Okay. All right, let's see if we can do this, guys. And now my cat's going to have something to play with afterwards.
There he goes.
That's awesome.
Hey, man.
$10 on Amazon.
$10? That's not
$10.
Yeah, it's not bad.
There he is. Okay, I see him. I can get him. But it is absolutely awesome. If you can actually, if you really want to, as small as it is, he does go over jumps. I just couldn't do it. It was just, only got like a foot. But anyways, you can set up a whole jump system. You can put that on a regular, like a kitchen table, and have the time of your life. You don't have to have a huge amount of room. He poses. He comes off. He is fully. He moves.
Oh, he's
his head moves on. He comes with decals. Decals come in there. The only problem with it doesn't tell you where to put the decals. So that's the only thing about it. But I loved it so much, and I've been having so much fun with it that I can sit there and just chase the cat around with it. And but I got that. This one here is going to get the full treatment. I'm going to paint it up, very authentic. I'm going to throw them in the pot of the right dye, in blue. So I'll have a blue outfit for them, and there it is.
That's the world's smallest line, right?
Yeah, right. It is. I think it's some really cool. And it comes with a. In the bottom, it comes with a flyer, which I didn't bring in here with me, but it's. They make all kind of miniature of like almost every toy that's ever made. It's amazing. So, but that's what I got for tonight.
Yeah,
very nice.
Paul B said he already broke his arm. He's got his first broken bone already.
No, he's good. He's good. He's evil. He's Evil Knievel, man.
Oh man.
Normally, if you hear that noise from the whole show, that's me just winding it up.
Normally, I don't have anything. I don't want to take up more time, but I do have a box opening. I promised Scott Page, aka 3.7 Deep Dive. He sent me something. I opened it, but I didn't look inside it yet. So I'm going to do a quick box opening. I've never done one live, so hopefully he didn't send anything illegal in the box. He did say a handwritten note in here, so I will read that later. But it's got a lot of packing material in here. There's my handwritten note. I'll read that offline. Rick, you're gonna love this. More 1/18 scale.
Oh,
looks like a German. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, paratrooper.
Very cool.
Paratrooper, looks like, yeah.
Yeah. That 21st century?
Appears to be.
Yeah.
And he sent, I have no idea. Rick? He's orange in color.
Oh, I don't know.
No.
He's got a gas mask on.
Yeah, he's got a gas mask of some sort.
World War One.
World War One.
I don't know, because his other gear looks kind of futuristic on here.
Yeah, there is a storyline out there of like this. It's like a futuristic World War One steampunk type thing.
Steampunk, yeah.
And then he sent all the little. Yeah, it's got to be a 21st century or Marauder. I'm not sure.
It could be Marauder because he had double jointed knees there.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So, well, dang, man, thank you. Did not expect that. I sent him a little gift box last week because I know he was working on his trees and things for his layout, but he didn't need to do that. I appreciate that, though, man. That's since you started this whole thing, man. Now I'm doing 118 scale.
I'm telling you guys,
I guess that you're doing 132 with us.
get one of these. Get one of these things, man, and you will be addicted to it. Like just, I mean, man, listen to that line.
What happened to 25 millimeter? I don't know if we can do 25 millimeter too, man. We'll be branching out all over.
Well, he's only 135th, but listen to that sound.
We're gonna lose our special guest. We keep playing around.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay.
So, well, this guy needs no introduction because I think most of you guys know him from most of the Toy Soldier shows and all the Facebook groups that he's in and posting his pictures of his play sets. But I'm gonna bring him in here, Mr. Pastor, I should say, Carl
Father.
Cwiklinski.
Father.
Yeah. In spite of the fact that you saw my wife earlier, I'm an Orthodox priest, so we have those. Yeah. Thanks for having me on the show, especially with the Chicago show this week. So thanks for taking the time to host me on here, and thanks last week for remembering my birthday. But today I want to make a special shout out to my grandson Kenby because it's his 5th birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday!
And I gave him his first set of toy soldiers.
Wow.
Awesome.
So I don't think he knows exactly what to do with them because kids are into different things now. But they were the AIP modern forces and some BMC accessories that are pretty kid safe. So he got those for his birthday.
Excellent.
So you can steer me through this however you want. I've got some things within easy reach to show. You have some pictures. I can give you a tour of the man cave up here in Kuna, Idaho, where the sports teams for the high school are called the cavemen.
And you're in the man cave, which that works.
That's right. Yeah, above the garage, an above ground man cave.
Nice. That's what mine is.
Right. Well, Carl, before we get started on the man cave tour, can you just tell us a little background of like when you got started collecting, or did you ever stop from a kid, or what was your favorite place?
Okay, yeah, and the short answer is it started as a kid. Okay. But we had two of you were showing Lido figures. We had all that kind of stuff. The Archer spacemen, and my brother, who's 7 years older than me, had stuff. He had some, I think, a Davy Crockett cap gun. We had some paraphernalia from movies like Ben-Hur, although they were mostly like sticker books and coloring scrolls, things like that. So I just sort of I actually had models, I think, before I picked up on Toy Soldiers. My brother and I jointly owned the Centennial Blue and Gray set, and you know how jointly owning anything with a brother goes. So it was really his until he got tired of it because he was older than me, and when he smelled perfume and gas, so it was relegated to me. But we also had a weird friend named Eddie that liked to blow up toys, and we had a lot close by where he used to do that. He'd sometimes borrow models from people and blow them up. But I used to go there and kind of forge through, kind of like they do at the in West Virginia at the dump. So I find some cool things, usually figures, and I found this guy. I had already seen Davy Crockett at the Alamo, and I knew I'm not that old. I saw it in the reruns. Okay, so I knew that from this guy that there must have been an Alamo set, because he looked a lot like the guys in that show. And that was the thing I craved from then on. I mean, I wanted anything with a Shaco on it. I don't care if it was a marching band, so, and this is the original figure, by the way, wow. So that's the one I found, and I've kept that. And the first figures I remember getting were Timpo, Waterloo figures mainly. I think I got some British Eighth Army also, but I got the Prussians and the French, and those were for a birthday. I forget which one, but I was supposed to go back there at this place called Chandra's Toyland. This is in Buffalo, New York, and they were going to get me the Cossacks, but the place burned down before I could go. So I've been a fatalist for a long time. But and so far I've been able to get one of these at a Chicago show. Last year I got this one. So slowly, patiently, I'll get them. But that was my start, I guess. And as far as the Alamo went, the John Wayne movie was coming about the same time as I got an interest. This is 1960, and my brother went to see it with his friends, and my folks didn't want to take me to see it, so they tried to get him to take me at his expense. He wouldn't do it, and he said, "Oh, yeah, it's mostly talking. They talk all through the movie. There's very little fighting. You won't like it." So consequently, I did not see the Alamo until it was on the reruns on TV in 1971. Talk about patience. But in the meantime, we got every A volume of encyclopedia that there was, because those were free would purchase at a supermarket. So I knew everything about the Alamo and everything about Alaric, even though he wasn't there, but they were on the same page. Okay. And then there was a C volume I wanted, of Art Linkletter's encyclopedia, because it had, Baby Crockett. My folks weren't going to buy an encyclopedia just because of one page. So I had to really carefully look through there and, find about 5 other topics in there. I'd seen the Desert Fox and the Desert Rats. So there was the Commando Undersea. That was in there. John Fenimore Cooper was in there, so that impressed them that I actually knew who he was. So they bought that volume for me, and I had that. And of course, we got, everybody probably had that. I remember the Alamo, the Landmark book. So it was their mistake to get that, because Johnny Horton was big on the radio at that time. And we used to go on an 8-hour trip to Providence, Rhode Island every summer. And when I looked in there, they had the thing about Sam Houston in the Indian Wars and the Battle of New Orleans. John Lafitte was in the book. So I was singing Battle of New Orleans the whole way to Providence, Rhode Island. Okay. So anyway, but so I stopped. Now, what brought that about? Well, first of all, it was kind of, for kids my age, disreputable to be a kid that old and still be into toys, right? So, and the other thing that helped that along was my dog ate this figure. Okay, so when I finally got that Alamo set in 1962, there was only one of these. Now, well, why didn't my dog eat this one?
Yeah,
there were plenty of those,
guys.
but she ate this one. So, I kind of lost an interest in it, because that was kind of I treated that one like a character figure. And so it got put away. And then 35 years later, when I started to see the ads for Toy Soldier Company and classic toy soldiers in the military magazines, I asked my dad, I said, "You know where that stuff is?" He said, yeah, it's in a barrel. We still have it, So I said, "Yeah, great. Can you send that to me?" And he said, well, yeah, George, my son, he'll appreciate that. I said, "Forget my son. It's for me." So anyway, so I got that. Of course, I got my son other stuff. But when I got into the hobby again, this was in the 1990s, 1995. So a couple of years after, the first Barzo set and a lot of other stuff coming online. I was in Alaska. So, if there's ever a scam like, the price for women's dry cleaning versus men's dry cleaning of the same item, it's mail order to Alaska, because they'll say, "Oh, you have to send it second day here." I said, "Come on, I see trucks here for UPS. Don't tell me that." So, that kind of gave me a slow start because of the cost of shipping. Now we're all paying that because we've gone European, I guess, with how they measure boxes and so forth. Yeah. But I did get to go, to California on a temporary assignment, and I went to Toys R Us to get some stuff for the kids, because we didn't have a Toys R Us where I was in Juneau, Alaska, and I saw the BMC Alamo set. This was '93, okay, So I saw that, and I'm thinking, wow, I had an Alamo set when I was a kid. I'm a little out of sequence here, and but I kind of looked at the accessories that were with it. I mean, I thought the Alamo Chapel looked cool. Some of the figures look cool. The Mexicans look better than the Texans, but I passed it up. But I got a couple of them later. And then, as I said, I saw the ads in the military magazines. And so I happened upon, I don't know if any of you remember a guy named John J. Giddings, but he had like a Toy Soldier Collectors of America. So I don't know how I found that, but I wrote to him, subscribed to his newsletter, which wasn't much, but it came with a directory of toy soldier dealers. So I was able to find, of all things, Stad's, so this is one of Stad's catalogs that used to come, with descriptions and sometimes photographs. And I was able to get that guy again. Okay. so that was my encouragement. And then the next thing that happened was, after a year from Alaska, I went to Newport, Rhode Island for a year, and then went back to California. And so I ran into an ad for Toy Soldiers of San Diego, Nick and Deanna Versteeg. All right. And as it turned out, I lived like, 15 minutes away from them. And then when they moved to Fallbrook, I was 20 minutes away, but I could cut through the base that other people could. So I was probably their closest neighbor. In fact, it turned out that when we were looking to buy a house, if we would have bought the original one we looked at, we would have been right up the hill. We could have attached a clothesline. I could have set the money down on a clothespin, and they could have set the toy soldiers up on another one. But we became really good friends, and I want to make a shout out to Deanna Versteeg, and to toy collector friends I left behind in Southern California, Denver Forrester, Dave Kluik, Tony Wright, and Bruce Chu, among others, because their house was open all the time. I mean, it was like having a toy soldier retail store. And the good news was we didn't have to pay tax or shipping because we could just go there and buy it. And when they went to the Chicago show, they'd bring extra stuff back. So, they would always bring extra Barzo play sets, anything that was new, they brought up extras back. And we got first pickings before they put it up on their website for sale. So it was really great to be with them, to be their friends. And it was more than just, me shelling out my money for what they were selling. I mean, he came to my daughter's wedding. He came to my son's boot camp graduation. I mean, we were really became close and collaborated as I learned. Our toy soldier manufacturers are not snobs. They like to solicit ideas from the people who buy the stuff. And Nick would always listen to us. Like, what do you think would be a great play set that we could come up with? And so I was able to, help him on a number of things. Major Dundee, when they came out with the border battle, I had an alternate box design that he didn't use, but that's okay. And I watched that movie, I think, a bazillion times, counting how many of each force were left, from the ones that went into Mexico by the end of the movie. So I said, okay, you can't have too many, these guys because they were getting killed off, and so forth. So that was fun, and then we helped him with the Alamo figures that he came out with. We brought every Shaco-hatted figure, every Mexican figure, every Defender, and laid them out at a table with a sculptor and said, okay, can't make one like that. You already got one. Don't make that one. We already have one of those. Okay, so that's how he ended up with the poses that were fighting from the ramparts, because there weren't many of those of any manufacturer. So he did that to supplement what was already out there. And then with the Stalingrad set, Road to Stalingrad, the Barzo PSSC collaboration, I named the Russian figures. I didn't. He wanted to release things before I had a chance to name the Germans, but I got to do that. So if you look in some of the magazines, they have the little, like in the tradition of Warriors of the World, they got the name, the made up name, and the little bio.
Oh, well.
Nice.
I think I've talked long enough. You might have questions for me.
Oh,
Well, let me bring everybody in so you can see everybody here, and I'll put you in the middle. And then, guys in the chat room, if you guys have specific questions, just type them in. And my panel guys, go ahead, fire away, man.
When did you
Carl,
start
I
moderating the
believe-
Barzo group?
Yeah, Joe, go.
Hang on. Joe, you're up. What you
Go,
want?
go, Joe.
You do such a great job moderating the Barzo group. When did you start that?
Right after Ron went out of business, and right after he disestablished his website because people are still trying to order things from him. And there for a while there, you could find out some information about the stuff that he produced to varying degrees. I saved all the ephemera, all of his catalogs, things like that. So I had a pretty good idea when everything was released. So I was sitting on a little bit of history. I liked the Geppert guide for the Marx figures. The one thing I always thought that was lacking there is it didn't say when those things were released or when the various colors were or what sets they came in. So, and easy to do on electrons versus paper, and also with one of these, because when I first got back into the hobby, we still had the old-fashioned cameras that would cost you an arm and a leg to develop your pictures, so you didn't waste film. So now we're able to do that. So I asked Ron's permission to be able to do that, and was very careful, not to be his spokesman because it's unofficial. I don't represent him, but I think he had such a great product, and it led to the for the most part the resurrection of the hobby, that I thought it was a story that needed to be told. And so I'm, trying to present that in a manner that people who are too young to participate can vicariously, get some sense of what it was like. Thanks to Ken Syack, they can buy a lot of the figures as they're being re-released, and those who might have missed out for whatever reason, when the sets were available, to be able to at least see what came with each, and if they go to a show, or if they find one on eBay, to decide if it's complete, and if they really want it that badly.
John, you had a question?
Oh yeah, this was a little regarding the Stalingrad set. I think we had a conversation a while back on Facebook, Carl, regarding the Orthodox Church. That was Ron's.
Yeah, that was Ron's idea. So I offered to help, but he says, no, I got this, and he did a great job. I sacrificed a couple of cemetery crosses to put the cross back on the steeple. I also converted, which maybe we'll see on the room tour, one of the Battle of Lexington Green bell tower. I put the Orthodox steeple on top of that.
Okay. Oh, that's it's a
question from
it's a wonderful piece, and it's very.
And actually, one of the names of the Russian soldiers is a collector priest friend of mine. I won't tell you which one though.
John V in the chat room says, "Is Alamo still your favorite playset?" Carl?
As you might be able to deduce, yes.
That answers it.
So yeah.
We'll
I really, again, for the reason I mentioned that Nick was there, and I could buy directly from him, but also the fact that the original set that I had was safe and in good condition, except for that one figure my dog ate. So yeah, I was able to build upon that, and I have to admit that when Nick died, I was the inheritor of a lot of his Alamo artwork, as you'll see above. With the Gary Zaboli artwork that's up there and so forth.
All right, Carl, we need to know, did you keep the figure that your dog chewed?
No. Well, I didn't keep it with the other stuff, but it's probably somewhere. My brother said, we'll fix it with a hot screwdriver or something. No. It was just too far gone. I admit keeping it for a while, though, in hope.
Rick, you got anything?
It's a weird question. How old are you, Carl?
71.
Oh, okay. Because I
As of
have a
last
brother,
Tuesday.
Yes.
my second oldest brother up was 7 years older than me as well. And
Uh-huh.
so I had 4 older brothers, but the guy who was 77 years older than me, like he really brought me along with my toys and how I played with them and
Yep.
where I
Yep.
went with.
Yeah, my brother helped with that too. And it was great to hear Todd's story last week about his father. So I mean, a lot of times this runs in the family, and as long as you're not discouraged, and I see that you're into the 1/6 figures. So yeah, that was probably one of the last daring things I had to convince my parents to get for me was when GI Joe came out with the multinational figures.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said, okay, that's too cool to pass up. So surrendering my adolescent card, they all allowed me to get that. I remember that when we first were collecting toy soldiers, all you had were Green Army men. I mean, you had to pretend half of them were tan or something. There were no Germans, and I remember in I think it was 1963 when Marx came out with the Germans, and that was. Well, I mean, I just promised to do all kinds of things to have an advance on my allowance to get those. So because I waited in vain for Warriors of the World, those German figures to arrive. They never did. I don't know if somebody was adverse to having kids play with German soldiers or what, but finally they came out with those big bag of Marx Germans.
Right. There's somebody in the chat room called Wendy, and she wants to ask you about a figure of yourself.
Oh,
Not sure who this
well, this
Wendy
was
is.
at I think the 2014 Chicago show.
Right in front of your face. Then we'll see. Yep.
There we are. Okay, so this is me. Remember, I think it was Ron that hired the wedding cake toppers to do the 3D imaging of people.
Okay.
And they had like a French Foreign Legion uniform and maybe some other stuff that people could borrow. But I brought my own stuff. And this is me as a Russo-Japanese war priest, chaplain. So yeah, that's that one. Unfortunately, before I could buy more, they went out of business.
Oh.
So I'm Joe. I need your advice on how to paint 3D printed figures because I'm scared to paint it because I only have one. Whatever's good for that, but eventually I want to darken them up so you can actually see the detail. Yeah, but that's the one.
You should ask Brandon if you can copy it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, if we get like.
Yeah, I've asked some of the other 3D people, but they said you really need to file, so it'd be just as easier for me to dress up again and do it all over. If they ever hire somebody at the show, I just need to know ahead of time so I bring everything.
Any more questions, guys, before we get the room tour here? I don't want to.
Well,
we got a lot of people.
I could actually show you some other stuff that I made, though. The things that I made, if you're interested.
Yes,
absolutely.
For instance, when Conti came out with the Zulu that the hospital that was supposed to burn down, he didn't have the flame that were shown in the catalog. So I decided to make the flame. So there it is.
That works.
And there's there's a picture that was on the ad that Paul ran.
Yeah, the promo
that shows Bromhead on top of the roof. No, sir. So he's on the roof next to the flame, firing at the Zulus down below. Well, believe it or not, that is not AI. What I did was I liberated some of my wife's jewelry, cotton batting, stretched it, spray painted it, and stretched it over this to come up with that realistic looking effect. So so you can kind of get a sense of that with like that. So you can kind of see the flames coming through it a little bit. So yeah.
Oh yeah, cool.
So I did that. I also one of the other pictures you have is of the a burnt out building. That's the hospital. Now, I did not buy Conte, Rourke's Drift Hospital and destroy it. I made it from scratch. So, and again, I watched that movie a bazillion times, seeing how the walls collapsed, into each other as it finally fell. I've got it here. Unfortunately, with the move from California to Idaho, it because it wasn't held together very strongly. It needs some repairs. Repairing a damaged building. But so that's another thing that I did. I also stepping away for a second. Been working on some stuff for the CTS original, the metal.
Oh wow!
Alamo is the one that gives me the most enjoyment. So I, kind of modified some of the ramps that they had and built a debris pile to have that. If I answer the mayonnaise jar question correctly and I come back before March for the Battle of the Alamo, you'll see this all set up.
Oh, nice.
He's watching our show.
We
got a lot of people in the
what I
chat
have
room.
available.
We got a lot of people in the chat room asking for a room tour, buddy. So I think you better start that.
Okay. All right. I apologize that, it might be just a little bit difficult to focus in, but we'll try to be general, and I'm unplugging. So hopefully I don't lose you. I'm trying not to touch any buttons. Okay. So, what you see, some nostalgia playset boxes I had made for 55 days at Peking, Khartoum. I don't have a lot of figures set up, but you can see the terrarium or piece there, or the gate, the Chinese gate. And then if you look a little closer, there's in fact, I'll put this down and bring it up to the computer. There's Betsy, the cannon that they had all the different ordnance and such. So that made one of those. Try to represent the multinational force there. But what we've got in the center, and I'll come around to that at the end, is basically a tribute to Ron Barzo, St. Francis. I'll talk about that at length. But here's the Barzo wall. I don't know if you can see that effectively. But there you go.
You probably have every
I've just got a few things. I'm just trying to see. I'm going to go across the other side because I think you can see at a distance better. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have the pirates. I wasn't in the pirates.
Oh,
I don't have the Buffalo Hunt. I don't have the Civil War stuff. So yeah, I was a little bit picky. I'm just a spoiled kid, as you can see, though. It's my children's inheritance. And you can see up there, I got the two versions of the Battle of New Orleans. Above that is the original art.
Okay, Carl.
So that's
Carl
Ron Lazordi.
Carl,
So,
we got a guy.
This is the people will call it the Alamo Shrine. Back up a little bit here. So I traded a Marine uniform for the Mexican one with Gary Bedell. And then if Ed Gannon is there, I think one of the Shakos there is from him. The sombrero or the Cordoba hat I picked up in Tijuana in 1974. So kept that a while.
Hey, Carl, can you hear me?
You can see that there's different versions. Davy Crockett, Alamo figures. Yes, I can.
Carl, can you focus in on the
Hello?
flags? We got somebody from
Did I
Europe
lose you?
that doesn't understand the flags. Can you show those again? I think he's on a delay.
Which flag?
The Mexican flag from the ceiling.
Okay, so that's one of the Texas flags. Okay, so the red over the window, by the way, is the Duguaylo flag, and then yes, this is the correct Mexican flag for 1836.
Got it.
However, I can do that. Can you see that?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So then you'll see we've got Conti and TSSD. those Alamo facades. I've got Alamo facades for just about every set except the HO one.
Wow.
So the licensed set from Disney, the Davy so-called John Wayne set, CTS is metal, HO, the CTS also did a 3D version of the Tin Alamo, Heritage, I think it was the Horowitz one, that some of them came with BMC figures, and you can see my Davy Crockett figures up there. This is the thing that they had at the Texas show and King and Country, for the kids to amuse themselves with while the adults spent their money. And then you've got the Ideal, and I don't know who did the cutout one. I can't, and I actually do know, but it's just slipping my mind right now. And then of course you got some movie posters there. And then probably the most interesting Alamo I've got is this one that was made from rolled up newspaper by a prisoner in the Texas correctional facility.
Oh, wow.
Really?
All right.
All right.
So we're going to take a tour of St. Francis here. Okay, so I've got it set up, not for the battle yet. And I'm going to post pictures of this on the Barzo playset fans page. So it'll be progressive. It'll be in albums, and you can see this is when they're getting ready to enter the village. And this drove me nuts trying to figure out how the buildings were arranged and how Rogers and his four companions entered the village up to the fort. Watched the movie a bazillion times, like I said, for the others, and then kind of laid it out, mapped it out. Fortunately, when I was serving in Alaska among a lot of Native American communities up there, I learned that form follows function. So don't expect things to be in a linear fashion. So they'll put things next to the available resources. They'll fan the buildings out. And by the way, I made these. They're just basically color photocopies that I mounted on foam core. Curled them. Because I needed some shorter, long houses. The only one that was available was the long one that came with the Rogers Ranger sets, and then Atherton has the short version, but those are Huron. Those are Huron long houses, so I didn't want to use those. And then we got I structured this like a carry-all, but it's paper. It's basically paper except for the top of the tower in the center. Everything else is a color photocopy that's mounted. And then we've got the chapel that was there in the village. Okay, let's see if I can. There we go. And then some railroad converted railroad pieces, to make that. Okay, so everybody see all that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looks great.
Okay, going back. All right. Okay. Well, here I am again.
Well, that's a heck of a man.
Was that enough of a tour?
Beautiful.
Yeah. That
Beautiful.
Was nice.
Very nice.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
We hear you.
but if I can say a little bit about the playset fans page, thank you. Is I wish that people who go on there. First of all, I wish people would post their own setups. I don't care if they only have one bag of figures and that's their collection. I wish they would share that, use their imagination. And the other thing is that people who are on there, please know that there are albums and there are guides for all the playsets I own, and I would invite people to submit for the ones I don't have, so that we can have those also up. But it's always there. A lot of people ask questions, and probably the answers, even though I don't mind answering them, and I love the discussion that it generates, are probably already there among the albums that are permanently there under media. So people can go there. Not the photos. The photos just kind of they're those pile up on top of each other, but there are albums.
That's good to know.
For a lot of the stuff,
Yeah.
and also some of the non Barzo stuff, as you saw from the pictures. I have in there, the Zulu setup I did. I've got the real fun one was Wind and the Lion.
Oh,
Yeah, that was. I gave you sort of a benign picture there of the showdown with the Germans at the end of the movie, but I bought a ton of the Japanese AIP Japanese soldiers in blue to make them look like the Marines marching through the Moroccan town. So that's all there. So hope people enjoy that. And those buildings I made. There was also one of Isandwana based on the Fripp painting. So you'll see that. So one or two of the things I try to do is recreate scenes from movies or paintings of famous battles, even though probably the paintings are more legend than truth. So you see that there, and the Isandwana mountain there I made. I can't show that to you because it's being evaluated by a manufacturer right now to decide whether or not it's good enough to produce.
Dan had a question for you.
I was wondering because it's obviously you love the Alamo. I'm just curious, what's your favorite Alamo movie?
Probably the John Wayne one. I enjoy the dialogue. After I saw it, and of course I was doing something else at the time, so I wasn't paying too much attention. I said, "Yeah, my brother was right. There was a lot of talking, but gosh, Chill Wills, makes that movie with a lot of his backyard humor and just being the bumpkin that he is. So, in fact, that is playing at the Alamo gift shop perpetually. And
Well, I was gonna say, I was
to
gonna
my
ask that.
horror, I was behind a couple of people shopping in there, and they have John Wayne. He was wearing the Stetson in the scene, and Chill Wills was wearing his coonskin cap. So, which one's John Wayne? That guy in the coonskin cap.
So, all right. So, I'm assuming you've been to the Alamo quite a few times.
I have. I've been there. I've been to Bracketville.
What was your impression of it the first time you saw it?
It was. I knew it was the revised version because the hump obviously wasn't there. I went to the other missions too. I forget which is the one that is of the design that should have been had it survived and not been ruined. But yeah, other than the fact that it was so touristy, that was the disappointing part of it. That I felt that a lot of people that were visiting there were there for the wrong reasons, perhaps. Curiosity is probably a good reason to be there, but the gift shop was like a feeding frenzy.
Oh, really?
So,
wow.
but no, I loved it. I have to go back because they've added a lot of the things that they have. Some people are critical of that because they say it's making it look like a theme park. But I have plans to be there for the bicentennial. If I'm still around, that's where I want to be.
Awesome. Joe,
I probably veered off your question. You asked me about the movie. Did I answer that successfully?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, and Bracketville, also made an impression on me. Now Nick and Deanna actually went to the Dripping Springs one for the most recent Alamo movie, but they weren't able to get in. And unfortunately, I guess it was built to fall apart, and it was already beginning when they went there.
Yeah.
So what? Have you ever been to where John Wayne built the one and left it up?
Yeah, Bracketville. Yep.
That's Bracketville? Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I've never been there.
And I actually met, what was her name? Sunny Sheehan, I think. The lady that she's now reposed, but she was the one that was keeping the place alive.
That's also the set for the Star Trek episode Arena, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think they made at least 50 movies there. Yeah. If not centered around the Alamo, then around the Mexican town that was supposed to be Bejar.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're at the top of the hour, but we can keep going if.
One quick question: other than the Barzo stuff that obviously you post regularly and you moderate, where can people? Because I've seen them, and I think people should see. Although all your setups for, like, for example, Wind of the Lion, the Zulu, which is in albums, and it's like almost scene by scene.
Yeah.
And,
and I tried to be faithful, because I used to say to people, look, don't post non-Barzo stuff here, because it kind of causes a logjam for people who want to see Barzo.
Exactly.
But on the anniversary of the battles, I've said, okay, guys, regardless of who made it, go ahead and post your Alamo setups. Go ahead and post your Zulu setups. So there are albums in the media section of the page for all those setups. And the other thing is, I say to people, if it's not Barzo, all you have to do is say so, so you don't confuse new collectors. And the other thing is, if you put like a Barzo rock or tree or barrel or something like that, they'll qualify. So Wind in the Lion is there because I used a lot of the accessories, especially the Tripoli town as a backdrop. So yeah, that's all there. And if anybody has any trouble finding it, PM me and I'll help you do that.
Yeah, it's incredible. Everybody should go there and check those out, because they're just like it's like watching the movie in toy soldier form. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I will make one boast to encourage people, because I've seen people say, how old were you when you started collecting model soldiers or miniature soldiers? I said, come on, guys, toy soldiers.
Say it.
Well, I worked for General Mattis when he was a 1-star. I was his chaplain, and one of the first questions he asked me, in my in-call with him, do you have any hobbies? I said, yes, sir, toy soldiers. And he says, you mean like painting and diorama? I said, no, sir. I said, like the stuff we had as kids. Of course, he said, interesting, but I think he related to it, because he's a little bit older than me, but that stuff would have been out there.
Yeah, sure. Right.
Sure.
And the other commercial I would say to people is, go to a show. There's a lot of folks that say, I don't trust the people selling online. I don't eBay's too expensive. Well, first of all, even if you come away empty-handed by going to a show, they'll meet great people like you all, and they'll have fun. They'll be able to admit to another collector that that's what they do, and they can come out of their cave and see the light of day and admit to another human being that they're in the toy soldiers.
Right.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you said you're not going to be able to make this weekend, right?
The move to Idaho and some other travel that we've had have just kind of used up our budget for the year. Yeah. But next year,
one of the first ones,
it's pretty much turned out that I come on even numbered years.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. We don't have the West Coaster. I can't go to the West Coaster anymore because I'm not there, but it's dwindled. Matt Murphy's doing a great job keeping that alive. But it keeps on changing venues, and some of them are good and some of them are not. The other is the Texas show. I wish that would be still going on. That was fantastic, because even if you brought somebody with you that wasn't interested in toy soldiers, certainly there was a lot of history there, and San Antonio being the fun town that it is.
It is.
Yeah. Well, rumor has it they're might be bringing that back, but they're moving it to Dallas this year, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well,
the bookbindery won't hold the same charm as the Alamo.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Carl, I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. It's been an honor and a privilege. I hope you can come back and join us again sometime.
Well, I guess I have to successfully answer the mayonnaise jar question, though.
We got two
questions for you. We got to do that.
I got a question for you that I ask everybody. Can you give us one good story about playing with your toys when you were a kid? Maybe a favorite Christmas, favorite birthday, playing with the neighbor kids. Doesn't have to be toy soldiers, but it can be.
I'll tell you something that started kind of bad, but it ended well. When I got the Alamo playset, the Marx Alamo playset, and it was Christmas of '62, I was so excited. This almost parallels the story that Ron Barzo told. I went to church with my brother. It was a dry Christmas. We had snow, but it all had melted, to our disappointment. But all the stuff that they spread on the streets, the salt, the cinders, and everything was still there. And on the way home, as elated as I was to get home to play with my Alamo set, I tripped and tore my pants, which were also new.
No.
So for most of that day, the Alamo was confiscated because it was going to get taken back so that we could buy new pants for me. And of course, as a 8-year-old kid, forget the pants. Could care less about the pants. I wore shorts to school. But but luckily my grandmother, who came over that day, persuaded my folks to unharden their hearts, and all was right with the world.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Grandma.
Yeah, right. All right, buddy. Well, it's that time.
Oh,
of
we
the-
got a question. We got a question. Somebody, Paul is saying, go live from Chicago.
What was it?
They wanted me to go live from Chicago. I will try it
Oh.
again. We tried it at Kentuckiana. We tried it at Joe Lanta. If you don't have direct connection to an internet, the Wi-Fi it's choppy, man. And I hate to do that.
I'm grateful that the Wi-Fi, and the internet has been working here for us, because in Idaho it's notorious for being spotty or even non-existent. So
No,
we
you
were
came
lucky
in great
today.
tonight. So
Yeah.
Well, this is the time of the show where I turn it over to my buddy Rick, and he's gonna shake up that mayonnaise jar and hopefully pull out a good question for you, Carl.
You ready?
Okay.
You ready, Carl? You ready for
Sure.
a good question?
Yeah.
You ready for the ultimate question from the mayonnaise jar?
Is it Duke's mayonnaise?
Is it Duke's?
It's
That's my term.
mayonnaise. It's mayonnaise made with avocado sauce. Avocado oil.
Okay.
So, what's a place you'd like to visit that you've never been to?
One of the poles.
Mm.
Yeah. Probably. If I could get either to. I'm an armchair polar explorer. That's all that's my other passion, is reading about the explorers that went north and south. So if I could get to as close as possible, I would be grateful to be able to do that. I wouldn't sell my collections to get there, but yes.
Well, you're in Idaho, so you're not that far at this point. Just
Yeah, we're
jump over
close
Canada.
to what they call, it's not the prime meridian, it's where it's midway between the equator and the North Pole. So we're at 43 degrees in some minutes, and 45 degrees is that midway point.
Yeah,
I was a lot closer when I was in Alaska.
That's right.
there you go.
What would you do up there?
Just the sensation of being there, I think. But the northern towns, when I would travel up, I went up to Prudhoe Bay and Barrow and places like that when I was stationed in Alaska, and you kind of see the other side of life up there, and how people are coping or not coping. But what it takes to survive, and some of the things that maybe we take for granted.
Is it-
But it's
does the
entirely
North Pole-
different beauty to the place.
Does the North Pole get like, if you go up there, is it like the 24 hours of sun?
Yeah, well, in each hemisphere, or each, you're going to have at the height of the winter, the 21st or whatever that is, I think it's March in the south, and it's obviously December in the northern hemisphere. So you're going to have 24 hours of darkness. And some of the places I visited, they weren't quite that far, but you had the relative amount of daylight, which in one place I went, which it was a Coast Guard station at the tip of the Seward Peninsula, and it right across from Russia, the Diomedes and so forth. But in December when I went, it looked like if you saw the Schwarzenegger movie Total Recall when he's on Mars. That's what it looked like, because you did not really see the sun. It just kind of hovered slightly below the horizon, and everything had this red glow.
Wow.
And then, of course, that was only for a couple of hours. The rest of it was total darkness.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
Yeah, so it's kind of a neat experience. That's why I would want to go.
Nate.
and see the Northern Lights, because I never, in 4 years in Alaska, I never saw the Northern Lights because
Oh,
there was
wow.
too much ambient light where I was, even while they were out.
Well,
Oh.
talking about that, it's kind of hilarious. I'm from Maine, and when we had the Northern Lights a few months ago, the first time I ever saw it, I'm now in South Carolina. I had to go to South Carolina. I finally saw them down here, and I never saw them up north.
So,
Yeah, and can they still be called the Northern Lights that far south? You know?
It was cool.
wow.
Yeah, good.
I think we like your answer, Carl. So we'll probably have you back on the show if that's okay with you.
Yeah, fine.
All right.
If I didn't bore you guys too much.
No,
Oh,
man.
that was
I
awesome.
think everybody loved it, and it was a great room tour. I appreciate you opening up your man cave so we could see your collection.
Good show.
Unfortunately, I won't see you this weekend, but maybe next year.
Well, I hope you all enjoy yourself. Those of you who are going to be there,
Well, me and Joe
and
and
the
John
people
will
who
be
are
there,
listening who are
so,
going.
yep,
If you're not
there's a lot of-
going, go.
Do our best.
Time to go.
Yep. So, all right, guys. Well, John and Joe, I will see you guys in a couple days.
Yeah, have a safe trip, guys. We'll see you there in a couple of days. I guess.
And we'll try to go live. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we'll get footage for sure, and we'll try to post it.
Just a reminder to the people in the chat room: there will be no live show next Monday or Tuesday because I'll still be on the road traveling back from Chicago. So our next show will be the following week, that's October already, October 6th and 7th. So
Yeah.
all right, guys. Until then, stay safe and see you
Great
guys.
to meet you, Carl. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you,
All
Carl.
right.
Very
Have a
cool.
good night.
Seeing you all.
Bye.